down the club, bitches show me love. Feet on the couch, feet on the couch.
Alright, let's do this, I'm ready.
Let's get it. I'm Miglo Bands. This is Feet on the Couch. We got Sinsterz here.
Yo, let's do it.
And you know how we start off most of these interviews, and I say this every time. How did you get into like photography and videography and stuff like that? Because I know you make music videos with a lot of people, you know what I mean? You be around places and shit like that, you know? So how did you get into all that, you know, like starting off? Like, was it like you got your first camera or like something like that, you know what I mean? Or were you looking up to like some inspiration, like, you know, you're just like, man, I really want to do that. That'd be cool, you know?
It's so funny, bro. Like, I feel like I have probably the weirdest start to all of this than a lot of people think, right? They just won't expect it. But, I hate that shit, bro. But, well, basically, I've always had like an interest in movies, just like all the super sci-fi, like, you know, Blade Runner, Star Wars, like just specifically the visual effects. You know what I mean? I always wondered how they did that. And but that was always about it. I never like got into how I would do that as a career and stuff like that, or like what I had to do that shit. And you know, I got older, and basically, so this is like the story of my first video, and basically like what happened. I try to keep it short, but you know what I'm saying. So I had this cousin. He's getting into barbering, right? Yeah, that's how I got my start, was doing barber videos. And so he's getting into barbering. He meets these two like barbers that have, you know, some clout and stuff like that. And then he's like, "Hey man, like keep in mind at this point I'm not even living in El Paso at this point. This was 2 years ago. So you know, I've been making videos for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so it was like 2 years ago, two and a half, and I'm living in a completely different city, a small town.
What city?
Denver City, Texas. It's like really small, bro. Like
It's just one of the small cities in Texas.
yeah, like oilfield town. Yeah, oilfield town. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So really, there was no one like out there that was doing videos. So it was like not even like a thing that I could even go to school for or something. You know what I mean? But I just really like fucking around with you know, Photoshop and stuff like that. And so at this point in time, that's what I'm doing. I'm like 18. That's what I'm doing. Cousin hits me up here, and my cousin, he's like, "Yo, you know how to like do stuff on Photoshop, right?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, just here and there." And he's like, "If I give you like $50 for gas, will you come shoot this barber video with me?" And I was just like, "A barber video?" I was like, "Bro, I don't even have a camera." You know what I mean? I don't even have a camera at this point. So,
so you're like, man, I'd love to make $50. Hell yeah! Like,
I was like, I'd love to make, but I don't have a camera. If I get you a camera, can you do it? So he gets me a camera. He's like, they have one at the shop. You can use that one, and I was like, you can just fuck with it for a little bit, and you got it right. Just putting a lot of, you know, just faith and like I don't know. He told me that, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, $50, which was only my gas at the time, but I didn't really think about it because I'm 18. Yeah, like, I'll drive all the way down here, which is 4 hours. Yeah, it's not that far, but it's pretty far. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah,
and so fucking, I drive down there. We start doing the video. I'm like thinking, at this point, my Instagram is basically still just personal. You know what I mean? I'm not really into social media like that. I've never really been into social media like that. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, so I'm like there. I start shooting it. I like do, you know, what I think I should be doing. You know, just faking it till we make it. I edit it, you know, like how I think it should go, and then you know, a week later I send it to them, and they're like, "Yo, this is really good. This is really good." You know what I mean? And I'm like, it was that good. But you know, like they were impressed enough, so I had already driven back to my hometown, and they're like, "We need you to come back." And so, yeah, after that, like after I watched the first video, I hated it, and so I was like, "Nah, like the second time, I'm gonna learn what I'm doing." And so I did a little like studying and stuff like that. And the second time, just trying to get high.
Just trying to smell. Go, Roxy. Hey, show this. Go, Roxy. Go. You know what I'm telling you. Yeah,
it's all good, bro.
Oh, it's all good. Alright.
Basically, yeah. Anyways, to make a long story short, like yeah, I was just doing barber videos, and then like my name started to get amongst, you know, the scene of the barbering got out here more and more, and I just started to like really do over the top, like, you know, there's videos that I've done for barbering that probably didn't have to be that extra, you know what I mean? But I just went like above because I knew other people were watching, you know what I mean? And so I noticed that every time I tried like really hard, even unnecessarily for one barber video, like like it would lead me to another client. So that was enough. So I would do that, and then it wasn't until about my first year doing barber videos that I started doing music videos. So yeah.
And how did you like evolve from the barber videos to like music videos? What was like your first music video that you filmed like for somebody? You know what I mean?
It was shout out to Sabian, shout out to Damian Cambridge. Basically, at this point, I've been thinking about doing music videos, but I'm like, nah, I'll just stay in my lane. You know what I mean? I'm doing fine doing this, like whatever. And then I met, I don't know, I met either Sabian or Damien, one of them. I think I met Sabian first, and then he introduced me to Damien. Basically, they're like, yo, we're gonna record at the studio, Beacon Hill. I don't know if you know what Beacon Hill Studio is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. So like, they're like, we're gonna go there, and like, this is my first time out like recording studio. I'm like, what does that look like? Because I've never been in one. You know?
Your first experience in a recording studio.
Exactly. Like I've never been in one. I've seen what they look like in movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do they look like for real? And so they invite me to one of like while they're like doing some tracking one day. And I go and I was just so mesmerized. I was like, yo, this is so fucking dope. Like this is how they do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, so basically I shot while we were there, while they were like recording their vocals. I just saw a little thing, and then I put it into a little like video, like the next day. And then I showed them, and they're like, yo! And I used one of their songs and stuff like that they had done that day. And they're like, do you think you could turn this into a music video? And I was like, shit, I could try. So, you know, I was like, yeah. And so I really liked how the first video came out, like in terms of just like a short snippet, you know, because at this point I was just used to doing like 1 minute videos. And like doing a whole full scale music video was like, kind of daunting. But yeah, I did it. I really liked how it came out. They loved it. People liked it, you know what I mean? Enough. They liked it enough to like encourage me to keep going. Yeah. And after people saw that first video, I had some people trying to do another one. It kind of just
kept rolling from there.
Yeah, and like so. Yeah, shout out to them for like getting me to do the first music video ever. That was like literally my first one. So.
Oh, nice, cool. And what was like the first music video that you were like, man, like that shit was impressive, like to your skills, like, you know what I mean? Because as an artist, you know, we all have like the thing that you're just like, you sit there and you're just like, man, like this really impressed me. Like, you know, I know people like hype each other up and shit like that. But you know, when you really impress yourself, what was like a video that like really impressed yourself?
I have to say, well, I don't know. It's kind of like, cause I would say like I had been one through. I've had a video like that recently, but I think it'd be more interesting to talk about like the first one, right? Yeah. And I think it was called Wait. It was with an artist, Villanueva, Energy Villanueva. And I remember like when I had already made like a few videos before this, and I was like, I want to do something different. Like I want to do something like, you know, instead of just shooting, you know, like I want to actually have a little like more story, I guess. And yeah, we like met up. He hit me up, and I told him what's up. Like I told him, you know, just the format, like the way you do like our rates and stuff like that, and stuff like that. And he was with it, and I told him, all right, but like if we're gonna do this, like I'm really looking to do something like extra, you know. So you just have to deal with me. Like I threw him a deal because I was like first project doing something like this, and so I was like, okay, like here's the deal, you know, let me experiment with this, let me do what I need to do for this video, you know, like full direct creative control. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, for sure, do what you need to do. I trust you. And like after I had to like this was the first time like renting like actors, I guess, not renting, but I had to rent out a police car. And,
all right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I was like, how do you go about doing that? I've never done anything like that before.
And rent a police car and then get someone to play for
exactly, bro. And then get pulled over. Like, gotta stage a whole getting pulled over. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need people who are down and also that have a police car.
Yeah.
So I, you know, that was interesting. I got that like in the video.
How'd you get the police car?
You know, it turns out that, you know, a little secret to other people who are looking to do this shit. In Las Cruces and also just in New Mexico, they have this incentive that like that makes people film, and because they have people that want to film there and stuff like that, they have like a bunch of like kind of like Hollywood where you can go and it's normal to be able to hire actors right there off the or something like that. It's not to that degree, but you know, they have like actor places. They have people who have like, you know, fake cars that you can rent out. So this guy drove from Las Cruces and then came down to El Paso. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I also, you know, I had to give him a little.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, and then so that was the police car, and then I just like the whole song was basically about like what it's like being a dope dealer. So I was like, how can we show like a day in the life of someone stereotypical ass thing like funny? I wanted to make it funny. And I was actually going for a real do you know who Real Goats is?
Real Goats, yeah, I've seen that.
The earlier debate videos. I wanted it to be playful like that, like bouncing playful like that. And I think like when I had stood back and watched and seen how much work I had to do like in the producing side, which I had never done before, I was like, yeah, I really like how this came out.
Yeah.
Like that was when I was like, okay, like I can really like do bigger projects now. So
you like prove to yourself and give yourself the confidence that you're like, all right, I'm able to handle like another level of of videos. Like now I can finally make that step.
Yeah, exactly. And especially because like I found out like I'm doing this like just from learning online, right? There's a whole other world of like making videos that I'm not aware of, which is like the film way, like the like big movie sets type shit.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand how that dynamic works at this point. And I'm like, I think it's normal to be doing all this producing and stuff like that, and like just having sets and having actors by myself, right? But I just thought like that's how people do it, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, I came to find out, like, those big-ass music videos, like, the really big budget ones, have full crews, full sets, and stuff like that. And it just kind of, like, it made me feel even a little bit better, just like, okay, like, I'm by myself, but I can handle it. I can handle the load, and I think for the most part, I did. So, like, yeah, that just, bigger project, like I said, I was ready to start doing, getting more people on board and stuff like that.
All right. Cool. So you finally like got to that level where you're like, oh yeah, now I can hire actors. I know where to get police cars,
Yeah,
so
exactly. What else do they got?
Like if I could get a police car, I think I could get probably any other prop that I'd need for.
Yeah. If only it was that simple, bro.
If only it was that simple.
That would make so many things easier. There's just been so many ideas. We just gotta be like, where are we gonna get a snake right now? Like, snake trainer? How much are they running? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like shit like that.
You're like, man, I don't know, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we figured it out, so.
Oh yeah, bro. And like, you were talking about like Real Goats and like your inspirations with movies like Blade Runner and stuff like that. Like, what would you say like are your most like, well, I'd say your top inspirations. I don't want to name like a number, so you don't have to like name a certain amount or in any order or anything like that. But like a few of your inspirations that like inspire you like to make your videos, because I have like we did look through your YouTube and shit like that. I think I even saw the one that you're talking about where this guy gets pulled over.
Yeah, and he has to like go down. And it changes all like.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. Cool. And then so like what are your inspirations like when you go into making like a video and stuff like that?
Well, like, once I started making, like, I made the first music video, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta make the second one. I started, like, paying attention more to music videos, and someone introduced me to Cole Bennett, and I just fell in love, bro, especially when I found out that he was doing it by himself at this level, you know what I mean? I was like, I could do it, bro. Like, if he can do it, I can do it, you know what I mean? I have to do some time, but... So it just gave me even more comments. Like he's got his single DSLR, and it was I remember the one video I watched where I was like, damn, I gotta keep going. I can do better. And it was Ski Mask, fucking Catch Me Outside video.
Yeah, the Catch Me Outside video. Oh yeah, the shit was dope. Bro. I went down. I got down on that one.
He did, bro. He did, and it was just really creative. Like it's so simple, but also really creative. Like I don't know, a lot of it, isn't so like in your face, but it is in your face. It's hard to explain, but I watched that video, and like he's a big inspiration of mine. He was like the first big person that I basically was watching, and then like I ran into a couple more inspirations. I would say Cole Bennett and. There's actually Real Goats. It's another
Real
one.
Goats, yeah,
obviously. And then there's this one dude named I don't know, like it's Brother. I don't know if you know who Brother is.
Nah, I don't know who Brother is.
I don't know if I'm saying that completely right, but like they have really like flashy like LED, like they do a lot of really trippy stuff basically. Oh, and then there's one recently. There it is. Do you know who Gibson Hazard is?
Gibson Hazard? No, I do not.
Dude, look him up, bro. That guy
Yeah, I'll look him up. Yeah,
That guy is insane. And
I'll look him up. Yeah.
yeah. He's a like videographer slash video editor, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he started by making tour snippets on Instagram. So like,
okay, so like
1 minute Instagram.
Like tour recaps.
Yeah,
like
basically.
Tour vlogs.
Yeah, exactly. And like he started doing them for bigger and bigger artists, like Billie Eilish, Drake. Like he's done like he's worked with
so
a
like
lot.
some Chris Long shit with Juice WRLD. Like
yeah, like really big, like really big ass shit. Like he was, but at this point he's not doing music videos. He's just like doing the short snippet shit. Mm-hmm. And then he did a video with P Diddy. Yeah, P Diddy. Is it P Diddy or Dr. Dre?
You like it's basically which?
Well, yeah, I'm like confusing
50-50.
Yeah, confusing. Yeah, but one of the I think it was Dr. Dre. I think it was Dr. Dre. I don't know. Let's go with Dr. Dre. And yeah, like he did a bit like everyone. He basically threw a party, and everyone that was anyone was at that party. So like all the other celebrities, this like I believe it was like 2021 at the time, like just filming them doing some crazy and like making dope ass videos. And now he's like transitioning to music videos, and I think his most recent one was he did the 21 Savage trailer for his latest album release, and then he also did Lil Nas X It's a Holiday music video for that one. And I don't know, I feel like people have their opinion about that song, but importantly, the visuals are just on another like they're just so creative, bro. Just so creative. So he would say that's one of my like most recent inspirations, and I'm just like, damn.
You're just like, ah, shit. Like,
it's really wowed me, you know what I mean? So like, and it's like, the more I do videos, the harder it is to get wowed. But when you see that one video, it's like, damn, how the fuck did they do that? So.
Cool. And like speaking about like like your inspirations and everything like that. Like you were talking about like growing up as a kid, like you would always be really impressed with like the visual effects like in movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
Was there any like specific movie? I know you said Blade Runner and shit like that. Was that like the movie like that you were just like, man, how the fuck are y'all doing this shit? Like you're just like sitting there and all like, what the?
You know what? Yeah. It's by this is one director named and his movies are so underrated, bro. Neil Blomkamp or something like that. I feel like I butchered that. It's kind of like Russian, I think.
All right.
But he makes sci-fi films, and he has and always sci-fi films always have visual effects of that and shit. And so he did District 9, Elysium, and Chappie. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
Yeah, I've seen Chappie. Okay, yeah, Chappie was fire.
Yeah, he did. That's the director, and so
that's cool.
He did District 9, and District 9 is about. I mean,
I think I even saw District 9 too. Yeah,
aliens. And
it's Community, right?
Yeah,
like aliens. Yeah, I've seen that shit. Yeah,
I remember looking at how realistic, like the aliens looked. At the time it was, and I was like, yo, how are they doing this? Like they're just making their own worlds. You know what I mean? And I just thought that like the power of like being able to make whatever you wanted and it was just really impressive to me. And I was like, I want to learn how to do that, how to like make my imagination into reality, And so I think District 9 was the one I want to learn.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
Also, Tron Legacy. Some people are gonna be like, original ones were better, but come on, Tron Legacy.
Okay, yeah, like Tron Legacy is like it's you compare the original one and you're just kind of like sitting there like, all right, they did good for the time, but you can't.
Yeah, but good job, boys.
Big
boys come through, you know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. So yeah, those movies.
Oh, cool. Just what kind of collaborations do you have, like, or what collaborations like are you really excited that you've dropped or you are in the making of or anything like that?
Okay. It's a lot easier to talk about the ones that I'm doing because I just kind of forget sometimes. But, I mean, off the top, I would say a really working with the collaboration could be the artist, right? Okay. So working with obviously when that was cool experiments. I got to do a lot of cool things, and then after that, I think the next one where I say this about videos. When I'm really, I have the videos that I do, cool, get paid. Also, I still do the best on those videos.
Yeah.
Then I have the videos like, all right, this is my baby, bro. Like I know it's your song, but this needs to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are the artists usually that I kind of like vibe with, you know, like, you know, not to say I don't vibe with all the artists, but
Yeah.
those are just, you know, I fuck with you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so, yeah, like, one of them was Benny Sinclair. He's got, like, I made, you know, some really cool videos for, I made some cool video for him. I think there's another one that's Paso videos, but I just haven't dropped it yet.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's just there, so. But that one was cool. Also, like, I just really, again, was focusing on, like, the visual aspect of it, doing really some over the top stuff. And he also had a really good idea that he came up with. He wanted it to be old.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we had, like, someone do old makeup. The song's called Could Play for Houston. I don't know if you saw it on there. It's because a lot of the videos, there's the videos on my page, and then there's videos that are just out there.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, going through your Instagram and shit like that. Like, I was like, okay, so there's videos that are, like, out there, like, on other people's pages, and then there's, like, his videos he's dropped on his page. Yeah, so we watched the ones that were on your YouTube page. We watched through your Instagram as well.
Okay. That's probably where the best stuff is anyway.
Yeah.
That's where I try to post, you know, the coolest parts of each video.
The highlights that you're like, all right, yeah, this was a cool shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the example and shit like that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Could Have Played for Houston was a good one, and then another one I would say, if I'm skipping one, I'm sorry, it's not personal. But there are some ones that I'm working on right now, like that I haven't dropped yet. I'm really excited for it. Cool the Master, I don't know if you know who he is, but shout out to him. We have 2 cool videos that I'm really excited to drop. They look just beautiful, just, you know, like, you know, the colors are there, everything's there. Like, I'm just, this is one of those videos where I'm like, I can't wait. Especially
nice.
It's sitting for so long. But it's almost ready. That one, and then I have one with, actually, like, damn, I don't know how much I can say, because it's really recent.
Yeah.
Alright, fuck it. If I need to cut it out, we'll just cut it out. But basically, I have this one video with Damian Cambridge. Well, a whole project actually I'm working with. He's dropping it out.
Nice.
This is the project coming. This is the project coming, and I'm doing a lot of, like, more intimate personal work on. Like, I'm more invested into the project.
Nice. So you have more like
I'm there.
in there.
I'm there from the beginning. So, you know, I'm like getting this aesthetic going. So I'm really excited, and that's something that I'm really excited because just new stuff, bro. New stuff. Every video that I put out, I really try to, like, make sure that, like, each one is unique, but also better than the last one. Yeah. Because I really do not like doing the same old stuff every day.
You don't want to be stagnant. You want to keep evolving.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's, like, what separates me from, like, a lot of other videographers is that, like, a lot of them, they, like you've seen one video, you've seen them all. You know what I mean? And, like, nothing wrong with that, because that's good for business. You know, you can streamline everything like that.
Yeah, it's consistency. In some aspect,
you know, so you can get it out really quick, make the money. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, like, you don't have to work that hard. Yeah. But see, to me, it's like, I don't really do this for the money. I really do it just, like, this is my art. You know what I mean? I really like to put everything out there and, like, a really, you know, like, I'm just pushing myself because it's my art and I want every piece of it to be better rather than just like, oh, this is a paycheck, cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just do what I need to do, and then, you know. So I think that's what, like, separates me, is that I try to just I just do it because, like, I want to make cool shit, you know what I mean? And not for, you know, a check or whatever. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I feel like most artists, like, well, true artists, like, everybody that's really in it for the art, you know what I mean, does it for, like, everybody does it because they love to do art, you know what I mean? And eventually the money will come naturally, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yes, bro, exactly. And the money will come naturally, you know what I mean, as you evolve with your art and stuff like that. And you never even know with art, like, there's people that have blown up after they die, like many artists, you know what I mean? And with the internet, you have the ability to put things up, like, forever, like, literally forever. So, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, like, you know, my record is gonna sit in a drawer for, like, the rest of its life. It's like, or your video's gonna sit in a USB. And it's like, nah, yo, like they're out there. Like, they're out there, yo. Like, as long as the internet's there, exactly. They're there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's dope. And speaking about, like, you know, like, videos you're making and stuff like that, how is your workflow when you come up with, like, an idea for a video, or someone hits you up like, yo,
I want this video client or something like that, you know, and you're like, all right, man, like, and they're like, we want just a video from you, like creative control, you know what I mean? Like when you get down, you know what I mean?
Basically,
Like what's your workflow, you know? Because I know like there's a lot of other artists that have creative control and they'll be like, all right, I want this, and you know what I mean? I want this, and I imagine like, you know, there's some people like that. There's some people that like just like, oh, I just want a Sinsterz Sinsterz music video. You know what I mean?
And you know, like luckily, I've been very fortunate I've been fortunate that I have a good like inflow of people who want videos, because that lets me be a little bit more picky with who I work with instead of like this video money, you know what I mean, or some shit. So that's been really nice, and so because of that, like, usually the people that I do work with are also people that like are kind of like, we trust you, like, you know, they have their like some things that they want to do, but a lot of them really, I've been fortunate enough to just let me kind of do my own thing, and like they're with it, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And like, you know, I've seen some people do some things that I didn't think I could convince them to do, but damn, I was like, do it for the video, bro. And like,
any funny stories?
Yeah. Damn, I have a few.
Any of the stories you could say?
Okay, well, there's one where like, I don't know, I was really like, it's called it's by Sereno. It's on my, I think that one's on my YouTube channel, and that one's crazy. There's a hot dog guy in there, and yeah, I don't know, I was really like, I went to him and he said, I just want a video that makes no sense. And so I was like, all right. I was like, anything. And he was just like, yeah, well, I do have a few things, but like he put that in there, and then he's like, pretty much like, just do something crazy, like something like just out there. And I would say that video I took a lot of liberations. A lot of like, I told him to get it in the hot dog suit. And like, I don't know. Like trying to tell her, you know what I mean? Like we're sitting in the green screen room, bro. And I'm like, I need you to put this hot dog suit on.
I need you to get in the hot dog suit now.
Yeah, exactly. I got the vision right now. You don't want to mess this up, bro. If I lose the vision, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm supposed
I see this hot dog on the green screen, yo,
and
it's just vibing.
It's vibing, and so that basically turns, you know. And he was with it, bro. Honestly, shouts out to him, like for real, like because it was a good idea. I really liked how it came out. I don't know if you saw, but it's like this one part, where he's like on a hot dog, another hot dog, eating a hot dog.
Oh yeah, yeah, I think I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought that was really interesting. Fucking, that was one, and then the more recent one I think is an interesting story. This was just kind of one of those like stories where like it was really like risky, I guess, shooting, because you know. So basically, for the shot, I'm like, I want fireworks in the shot. This was with a Clue Master. Something that hasn't come out yet, but there is a little preview on my Instagram.
Yeah. Is that the one with, like, I think there's fireworks in the back. Yeah. That's,
Okay, so basically, there's this building downtown. It's abandoned skyscraper. It's got, like, 10 floors. I've been in there a few times. I like to go in there. It's really just aesthetic in its own way. And, like, the issue getting in is kind of hard, so it's not like you can just bring anyone in there, but I'm like, yo, I got this spot. I'm like, we had gone to another place, and I didn't like it, bro. It just wasn't looking like how I envisioned. It was just too bland. And I'm like, I was like, would you be down to do it indoors? And he was just like, well, what do you mean? And so basically, I started breaking it down. I was like, we need to get into this building, and we need to like set this big ass firework off. And like after convincing, he was like, all right, down. And so we go. Basically, in downtown there's like that building that I'm telling you, but you have to go around to this alley. And we get there, and like we have to climb this. I'm like spacing. Alright, hold on. Let me get on my thoughts real quick. Okay, so there's like this. The way you get up there is like this. Behind the alley, there's this little like tree that you have to shimmy up, right? And that was like the biggest challenge because I needed to bring equipment up there. Yeah. And also it's in the middle of downtown, so I'm like, I don't want like people to see us getting up here and like you know, get us in trouble or whatever. So like we figured that out. We got up there. We got into the building, and basically like we went up to like the 10th floor of the building, and it's all concrete, so I'm not really worried about like anything catching fire, or whatever. Like we had this, we have Roman. I got 2 people with me. She was actually there, and like some of them have Roman candles, and then we have this big sparkler, which I thought was a lot smaller and a lot faster. And like I thought it was gonna be quiet.
It was like,
bro, that shit was. I have a video of it from someone. So basically, like we light it, everything starts going off, everything's going according to plan, and it starts to look like it's dying down. And I'm like, that at the expected time that I thought, it should be done, and then starts screeching, bro. Like loud ass sounds start coming out of this thing, and I'm like still filming. I'm like, and the artist, I told the artist to like, I told the crew to like not. Don't look phased, bro.
Yeah.
Let the cool shit happen behind you. Just stand there and look cool.
Yeah.
And like, how can you stand and look cool when you got fucking like hella sparks? Just I'm looking and making big ass faces like, and he's just watching me. So I can only imagine what he's thinking is going on behind him. You know what I mean? And so yeah, this shit starts going on, and it goes for like 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes of just screeching downtown. Big ass like smoke's coming out of the building.
Oh my god!
I'm like thinking
the building was burning down.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, bro, people are gonna come. How do I explain this, bro? Like, this is And so I'm waiting for it to finish. And as soon as it finishes, like we start dipping out. And we had some people down there, like look at us, and they sent us a video from what it looked like from like down there, like basically we're walking downtown. It's so obvious, bro. Like it's so loud and so obvious. I was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Oh my god, bro.
Like I thought maybe it just sounds louder in here than it is out there.
Nah, that shit was loud.
That shit, the windows are non-existent in the building, so it sounds just like dipping out of there.
Damn, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That was one of the more like, damn, what the fuck. But hey, we got the shot. It's one of like my proudest shots, honestly, because it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah. Alright, so getting back to like the question and shit like that, because we kind of got like a little off topic with the crazy stories about.
Yeah, my bad. You're right. I was just like.
So getting back to the question, how's your like workflow like when you find like someone like that needs a video or you want to do a video for them or something like that, you know what I mean? Do you like, does it start with like location, like, you know what I mean, you just find the location, you're like, all right, I got this idea already, like, you know what I mean, I know this place, you're talking about like that time with Aku and like, the fireworks and shit like that.
Sorry, I'm like,
it's all good, bro.
I can't, like, that's so crazy, but, okay, so like, my workflow typically is, I like to think of it as a collaboration, so I usually like put a meeting together or have some kind of like, okay, well, what are you looking for? Like, what did you see first? You know what I mean? And then I'll work around what he has, just so they have, because like I want it to be a product of both of our.
Yeah, collaboration.
Unless they just straight up say, you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got it. But usually that's how I start, and then we'll go back and forth like about ideas and stuff like that. Where I'm thinking, all right, give me your boom, boom, boom. This is what I see. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't like that? Okay, like let's change it for this. This is how we get here, etc. Right? And once we agree on that, then like I usually start to like put together like, what we're gonna need for the video. You know what I mean? And like just pre-production shit. Start producing like, okay, I need a skating rink. How do we get a skating rink? How much is that gonna cost? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And once we get all that together, we finally said like, I guess in the process of like thinking for ideas, I think it's just kind of like I'll listen to the song and like it's like first I have to vibe with the song, and then once I get past that part, I start to like just whatever I like imagine in my head as whatever vibe I feel as I'm listening to the song, like is what I kind of base the video idea off of. Given what they give me, it's like their idea, my idea, and so. Yeah, I'll just listen to the song, vibe with it, see what like makes me like what I see in my head, tweaks and things. I'm like, no, it's a little too outlandish. Okay, down a little bit. That looks better in my head. Yeah. And just keep doing that, and then build a video upon that, and then get everything together for that video. And then we start shooting that shit. And when we're shooting, I really like to keep it, we're there to work, but also light. You know what I mean? Like I like to vibe, while I'm shooting. I don't want it like obviously it's a film set, but I don't want it to feel so like film set. I want it to everyone be comfortable. I just feel like you get more natural like performances out of artists that way when they feel more comfortable and stuff. Yeah, I feel you on that. And so, just rock with the song, be in it, capture that energy. And then after that, like once we have all the footage, then it goes into editing, which is a whole other workflow. With like, it's always those two parts. And in editing, I feel like a lot of people know me for my editing rather than my shooting, which would make sense because I just feel like I have to work on my shooting. But you know, getting there. Yeah. But basically in editing, I kind of like just try to make sure that there's a certain rhythm to the video and a certain like, you know, at the same speed, but also like hit those beats and have just. I try to have 3 main moments in a video, in a music video that are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's what the fuck, like
the hot dog.
Yeah, so that's like an absurd what the fuck. Sometimes it's like just like a what the fuck, like this is so trippy, or like sometimes it's like, whoa, I would have never thought of that. They're traveling through space right now. What the fuck, you know what I mean? Transition wise, you know, something just to like keep people's attention. And once I think of those moments just can like, I don't know, it really depends on the footage. But
yeah,
like, I look at the footage and just see like, oh, this reminds me of this. Or this. You know, put a water tunnel here, and like maybe like a lot of lean, just pouring into the city, you know what I mean?
We just got the activists pouring through.
Yeah, exactly.
The walk. We got walk on the block.
You already know. So like shit like that, you know, just and like whatever like looks cool into the video. Damn, bro, I got such dope shit that I just like I haven't been releasing as frequently as before, and I just like. Damn, there's some shit that like no one has seen before, and like it's just so different than what's out there. I'm so excited. But yeah, my bad. Before I get sidetracked too far, you know.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, so once I get build around that, get the rhythm and stuff like that, we go to sound. I feel like sound, adding a little bit of sound here and there in some places, adds an effect to the video while you're watching it. Just some really subtle stuff. We're done. That's the video. We finish it. We go back and forth with changes, and then like that's the workflow.
Nice. It's cool. Like how you go from start to finish your songs and everything like that. Or not songs, but videos. Because I've been interviewing so many musicians at the moment. So you're the first actual like person that I haven't interviewed that hasn't been like a musician out of the creative scene. Because we've been asking for like artists. You know what I mean? Like in general, and. Like, people have just been commenting, like, musicians and stuff like that, so it's awesome, like, you know what I mean, that you came to, like, interview here with us, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna ask, but...
Yeah.
You said someone referred you to me? Or, like, said, like,
Yeah, no, like, I think it was, Chris Apex, and...
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he was like...
shouts out to him.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, you should interview Sinsterz, and I was like, alright, I'll hit him up, see what's up. We're just DMing everybody, bro. Like anybody you put on the fucking bottom, like I know you got a video with Diego Fuego. Like we just did that interview like yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
really?
and then we got the Sesh Spawn interview and shit. We got a lot of people's interviews.
Dope.
We got a lot of people ranging from different places and like the scene and stuff like that. And we want to do different interviews. You know what I mean, with different creatives here and stuff like that. And speaking about that, what do you think about like the state of the creative scene here in El Paso? You know what I mean at the moment, like because I know you're coming from a standpoint like I've asked a lot of people like the state of like the rap scene because they're in the rap scene and stuff like that. But what's the state of like your scene, like videography, photography, and stuff like that? Like people in the city and shit like that, or people that you've even worked with outside of the city because your scene's like way expanded past like you know what I mean like that.
Yeah. Damn, that's a tough question. That's like, that's a lot of, I get a lot of thoughts when you say that. You know what I mean? Say that, you know what, like, it's not the best, but it could be better. Like, it's not the worst, but it could be better type shit. Like,
yeah.
I just feel like a lot of people need to be more open to collaborating and stop seeing people as, like, competition, you know what I mean? But hey, I also know that, in this kind of industry, like, there is cutthroat people, I guess, and that's how some people make it, you know what I mean? So I guess it's whatever style it is, but I would personally really like it if El Paso just had more, like, of a collaborative, like, spirit instead of, trying to, like, one up people.
Yeah.
Because I see that shit a lot in Hollywood, and, like, I don't know, I feel like that's why it's so cutthroat there. It's because so many people
Yeah, dude, because, like, it's like a dog-eat-dog world over there, you know what I mean? Like, I come from El Paso, where, like, it's not like as much like like we have people with egos here, but like nah, like you see like there's people with big ass egos in other places in the world.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
Yeah. And like in other places of the world, like I guess I could see why you gotta be that way. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
But like
it's
here,
that
it's like
environment.
here's like we're not there yet. You know what I mean?
We still have time to collaborate and build like a whole like scene and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the better that scene gets, like the better like everyone else does. You know what I mean? So I know it took me 10 years to get there.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. Oh yeah, and gearing towards another thing, I know 2020 was a crazy year for everybody, bro. Like, how was 2020 for you? Because I know that must have stopped a lot of shit for you, like in like recording videos and shit like that, and like probably like. So how was 2020 for you, bro?
No, you would think, bro.
You would think.
You would think. Nah, man, I was still moving around a lot and still shooting a lot. It's actually been this last 3 months that I've really stopped shooting because I've just been so like I just have a lot of stuff that I need to finish and stuff. So I've just kind of been grinding. But like the whole rest of the year in 2020, I was shooting a lot, doing a lot. I was and also like the whole COVID thing happening and like the shutdown just kind of gave me more time, like more reason to stay home and stuff. Like in some times, you know what I mean? Like rappers weren't going out to parties anymore at clubs, so we had to be more creative in what we were shooting, which I think was my favorite part. Is that like because we couldn't go to these scenes at any given time, we had to get more creative with how we were representing this, or so that would just kind of pull like a new like it was just a cool creative challenge. But other than that, like I went to I'm trying to think. Went to Atlanta. Oh yeah, I went to Austin. Okay, and then shortly after that, I went to Atlanta. So those were like the bigger places that I went to, that I traveled to throughout the year. And in Atlanta, though, I stayed in Atlanta for like 3 months, and that's when I really built up a huge like reservoir of just videos. And while I was in Atlanta, the people I was shooting for, shout out to DJ Spins. I don't know if you know who DJ Spins is.
I do not, but I'll learn.
It's alright. Shout out to Dirty Marcel. They got me out there. They're DJs and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And producers.
Oh yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. I think you'll find they produce a lot of songs that like
Oh, all right, cool.
So I got to shoot with them, and with them I got to go to like LA. I got to go. It was LA. Yeah, it was just LA, and we got to shoot like some cool stuff there. I feel like I'm missing, but it's fine. It's okay. Point is, it was cool. It was fun. I got to see a lot of things that I hadn't seen before, like the first time. You know what I mean? I got to step inside a Rose. I got to see a Rolls Royce Colon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Damn. They're like mini studios, bro. For rappers, bro. Like.
They had a mic in that bitch and everything.
Bro, they might as well, cause you could totally like. I see why like a lot of rappers buy them, cause they're comfy as fuck. Yeah. They're like private jets, but like for the road, it's so crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I imagine you spend like $500,000, $1 million, on a car, I imagine like that shit must be fucking comfortable, bro. Like, shit.
Like yeah, exactly. You're like, and I had never been in anything that nice ever in my life, and like, stepping in there, it was just like, wow, like, that's so crazy.
It was like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, I'm in a Rolls Royce.
It was just, I don't know. It was. I see why. Yeah, I learned a lot, but yeah, I don't know. 2020, I would say it was a good year. In I guess some ways, it does suck that a lot of things are closed and stuff, and people are getting sick, but the grind keeps going, I guess.
Yeah, the grind keeps going. You can't stop. Just be stagnant and all that shit.
Exactly. I really, did not want to let that get me to like plateau or whatever. Even then, I tried to really make everything as best as I could. And there's still a lot of things. There's trips that I have not gotten to drop. So just be waiting, bro. It's ready. They're locked and loaded, but
we'll be waiting, bro. We'll be watching out and shit like that. Seeing when those videos are dropping and shit. Yeah. Alright, man. And then, damn. What was my next question? Completely spaced out.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Are you missing Miami?
I think that was the end of 2019. That's why I was like, I don't know if I can.
Oh, we'll talk about that then. You know what I mean? How was your trip? How was your trip to Miami?
Bro, first time in Florida. First time like anywhere that humid.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, it was also with those same people. So like, they've been really like, dude, so much love for them.
Dope.
We went out there. We were gonna shoot. They were like, I want to produce a hit in Miami. So I want to get those tropical vibes. So they're like, let's go, let's film it, let's do a music video out there. And so we went out there. It was just cool, bro. Like the water was so nice. We were staying in this really nice suite, I guess you could call it. Had a really nice like balcony. Got to go down. I don't know, like we went to the beach, but we also like, there's that one like tourist part, like known part, I guess. It's like a resort area.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but
I don't know what it's called either, but
yeah,
it's called the resort part. Yeah.
resort part. Got to walk there. There's a lot of cool, like it's just such a different vibe out there, and there's so much nice colors and everything that I was shooting, bro. Like, you know, the desert's cool and all. You know, here in Paso, there's a lot of brown. For a long time, since this was the place where I was shooting, I was like really frustrated with myself because I had to work with a lot of brown tones, and I really liked watching videos of tropical places. And I was like, colors, water,
blue water and the green and shit like that.
Exactly. I never get to use those colors, so I'm like, damn, like there's some green, but like it's not the same green.
Oh yeah, it's not the same. It's not at all the same green.
Yeah,
it's not even the same shade.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So I was like, for a long time, I was just like, damn, like I'm just not good at coloring, bro. And then I went out there and I started shooting all this shit, and already on the camera it looked way better. So I was like, yo, once I get it into start editing and stuff like that, and that's when I just like I fell in love with the colors that I was able to pull out of like Miami. And I have this weird theory that like because Miami's so close to the water and there's so much air in the so much water in there, it's like just creates like this glass effect when you're shooting like there out there. But I don't know, really dope place. Had a really good time.
That's dope. And like like any other crazy stories that you have or anything, not crazy because you didn't say any crazy stories, but I'm saying any crazy stories you had like as you've been out of town and shit like that. Because you talk about like the shoot that you have like fireworks and shit. Yeah. And anything that's happened out of town where you're like that related to your shoots or anything like that.
There's one. It was my trip it was the first time I ever traveled, but I just don't want to like. I hope that person's not watching this, but if you are, it's all good, bro. I'm so grateful for the trip. You know what I mean? I don't want to pick this guy, but like, cause he's a good guy. Yeah. It's just I guess this trip was like a lot for him. But basically, so I'm a young, videographer. I'm like trying to get my name out there more. I'm like doing networking events and stuff like that, trying to get to know more people because I'm not native to the city like that. Like I knew a little bit, but not like that. So I'm trying to know more people. And then I met this one guy. He's an entrepreneur. I met a lot of entrepreneurs in the very beginning while I was making videos. Because I guess entrepreneurs need a lot of content. So. But I met this one entrepreneur, and like he was cool. I think his hustle was like he knew something, like he flipped shit on eBay, but like he was like god at it. Like he made real money. I don't know how he did it, but like he knew how to do that shit.
He knew how to make money off of flipping shit on eBay.
Yeah, for real. Like, I was really but basically so one day he hits me up, and like I had done little things here and there, and he's like, you want to go to Las Vegas with me and shoot something, like the thing that I'm doing, it's going to be like a 3-day trip. So-and-so is coming, so-and-so is coming. And I'm not going to say any names. One of those names, I was like, at the time, like, yo, he's coming too? What? I'm trying to meet him. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm going to go. All right, and so he comes and picks me up. It was like really last minute, like overnight. So he comes and picks me up. And yeah, he picks me up in this minivan, and like keep in mind, I know this guy has a way nicer car. Okay, so I'm like really confused as to why it wasn't. It was just not like the best. To say it nicely. Maybe it's just that it was a little older, you know, like one of those old school minivans. But anyways, you know, I see him pull up in the minivan, and I'm just like, okay, like whatever, spacious. It's not a bad idea for travel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I get in, and I notice that one guy's not there, the one that I was excited to come for, you know what I mean? But the other guys, and I'm just like, okay, like he's driving, you know, we're going. He brings his girlfriend. I'm like, okay, cool, like, whatever. That's a good opportunity to make it, you know, a trip.
Yeah.
So I go, and then we start heading out the city, and like I noticed that we're just not straight. Like I figured that we were gonna pick up the other guy, right? And then we don't. We just keep going. I mean,
Damn.
out the city, I'm like, okay, I guess he's not coming. I just put it together, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's not coming.
You cool.
Yeah, I was like, I see what just happened here. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, whatever. Like, still going to Las Vegas, whatever. Traveling from my.
Oh yeah, you know it's still true.
Yeah, in my head, I'm traveling for my job or whatever. You know what I mean? And so, I'm like, yeah, this is a milestone. And so we go, and like, you know, he's talking and shit like that, and like, you know, we're conversating, and I'm like, okay, like this is chilling. And it was chilling. Like, this is like, he would really just he was just a lot, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
He's just a heavy personality.
Yeah, if you will, but it was only when he smoked. So like, it was only when he smoked, and he really liked to smoke.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So like,
oh damn.
Yeah, like it was
so
only when he's
like heavy as fuck. Like,
yeah, like cause like
bro.
when he's sober, he's chilling as fuck. You know, like he's really talking some shit, you know, some smart ass shit.
Yeah.
But when he starts getting high, like I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, anyways, like he would get high, and then like he would just be that way, and then I would just like it was usually, you know, between him and his like girlfriend, and so I would just stay out of it. You know what I mean? Like you know, whatever, this your thing. You know what I mean? I'm just here to film whatever you need me to film. You know what I mean? And you know, but it was always like when that kind of thing happens, the energy changes, and you kind of just have to like, you know, deal with it because you're stuck in the car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. No choice at this point. You're
Yeah,
like, all right, I get out of the car. I like walk back, or I deal with it. All right, I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah. Honestly, like, especially like the mood when we're like stopping for gas. I'm like, good Uber back. You know, it's not that bad. But I was like, no, it's not that bad. I can handle it. You know what I mean? Because you know it was alarming, but it was not. You know, I was like, hey, Las Vegas, keep your head in the game. You know, Las Vegas. And so we keep going, and we finally get to fucking Las Vegas, and then. You know, I noticed it's getting late. I noticed we're almost in Las Vegas, and like the first thing we did was we pulled up to a dispensary. And man's, you know, I was chilling, but man's like stocked the fuck up, and we happened to stop at this really like we was in the middle of a really suburban place, so it was taxed as fuck.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. He's like I said, he's good at the flips.
He's stocked the fuck up.
Yeah, he's got good flips.
He's got the bank, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's flipping.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So he goes in, he balls out. I'm like, damn, how much does this cost? And he starts telling me prices, absurd prices, bro. Like, absurd prices. just know. I'm not gonna get into the details, but absurd, bro. And
You're just like, nah.
I was like, you paid how much, bro?
You're like, but wait, for real,
like, huh? So, yeah, and okay, whatever. He loads up, and then like, you know, here's like what gets me. So like, this is just I'm just say this instance, it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm like chilling, and like, I'm like, it's his shit, you know what I mean? So I'm like, whatever, but like, you don't have to share. I get it if you don't have to share. And like, so I never bring it up. Like, he's just chiefing, and I'm like, you know, that's all you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, until at one point he's like, hey, you want to hit this pen? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, I'm like, okay, yeah, ask me. You know,
yeah,
I know, I'll take
yeah, cool.
And like, I don't know, I met some really cool stoners, bro. And then I met this guy. So I fucking, I'm like, he's passing it to me, right? I'm taking a hit, right? It's loading up, and then I start like inhaling it. He's already asking for it, like he's already like, all right, bro, all right. Yeah. I haven't
Wait,
even
what, bro?
Yeah, like I haven't even finished my hit yet, and like he was already kind of like reaching, like okay.
He was like, here, no,
Yeah,
no,
like,
bro,
he like
not that much.
Yeah, like you know
That
what I
shit's
mean?
strong, bro. Like you only need like 2 seconds. Like,
Well, like I don't know. I had just started, and I was just like, okay, here you go, here.
It's
Like
just
just ask for
weird.
it, yeah,
It's
just ask for it
fucking
back.
weird,
You know what I mean? But I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, like, it's his shit. At the end of the day, it's his shit.
Yeah.
He's got, I guess, every right to it. So
mm-hmm.
I like gave it. It was chilling, and then he was just like, cool, and like and that was it. Like that was the only hit he gave me, and he just started chiefing again. Which again, you know, his shit. But I just thought it peculiar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is weird as hell, man. Like,
yeah, but like he was hiring, so that was like him at the moment. And then like so again after that, after we go to the dispensary, we're like driving around Las Vegas, and then I noticed that like it's getting late and no one's talked about because my mistake, bro, was not asking no questions before. I was just so excited like to travel. I was like,
yeah.
And I've noticed that I never once asked what we're saying, and no one in the car has been talking about where we're staying. You know what I mean?
I know where this is leading.
And so finally, I asked, I'm like, yo, where we staying tonight? And the guy's like, oh, you know what, bro? I thought it'd be cool if we slept in the van.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh, damn.
I know, bro. I know. But you know what?
It's still true.
I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Still being positive. Like, yeah, exactly. We're staying in the van, but you wanna know what? Still, it's
Las
cool.
Vegas.
We're in Las Vegas.
Exactly, bro. I'm really trying really hard to like. I'm like, you know what? I slept in worse places, like a van, you know, comfy seats or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how am I gonna charge my stuff though? And then he's just like, oh, well, you can plug it in. And I was just like, oh shit. So he had a little thing.
Yeah, so he was prepared, bro.
This was where this was going.
Yeah,
the
he
whole
was
time.
planned.
This whole thing
the whole
was
time.
Yeah, exactly. And his girl was right along with it. And I was just like, all right, 2 against 1, whatever. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
We stopped at Starbucks, bro, at one point. And like, I wasn't gonna. Oh yeah. I was gonna get myself a coffee, right? Mm-hmm. Went in and like, keep in mind before the trip, this man said everything is paid. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Good. But I'm like, I have some money. I want a coffee. I'm not gonna ask him. I'm not gonna tell him, hey, like you said, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just give him a coffee, whatever. It's not that much.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it, and then as I'm doing, man's like gets close to me and is like, hey, bro. I don't mind smoking you out, but do you think you could like buy my girl coffee or something?
Nah. Oh damn! What the fuck, bro? Like.
Yes. And so I was just like,
bro.
And like, hey, you know what? Again, bro, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
But and like, you know, I'm like, you know what? You're taking me to Las Vegas, like.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I got you, bro. I got you. But I, you know, like, it's just
still
like what? But you didn't really let me. You're not even smoking me out. Like, and you said this, and I was just like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Buy her the coffee. Don't even keep it under wraps. She doesn't even think I know. Like, I don't think she knew that I bought the coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm like, whatever, bro. And it's so weird because I'm like, I don't know, like, yeah, we'll get to that. Basically, anyways. And I took the opportunity to charge my shit while we were in the Starbucks. And finally it's time to go. And like we go to the strip. It's so weird because you think like we're going to home or whatever, but nah, I'm like, okay, like we hit the strip real quick first day, get some footage, come back, and in the same parking garage that we parked the van to go down to the strip, we slept. Like right there, parked in that parking garage. Which, hey, you know what? It had a view, bro.
It had a view, hell yeah.
Right there, elevated, but took some cool pictures. You know what I mean?
Dope.
The van. Anyways, yeah.
Man, the driving there and then sleeping in the van, I could just imagine, you know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just not, you know.
It's not that comfortable.
Sleeping in a van is not bad, but when you've driven like very long distance in the van, it's not bad. It's not the nicest thing, but it's much better than other circumstances.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. That's why I was like I just kept telling myself that, bro. I was just like, you know,
staying positive and shit.
But when shit got even crazier was this man's cheating the whole time on the strip. Just keep in mind, okay. He's feeling good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's feeling himself. He's like, oh yeah, I spent 4 bands on an ounce of weed today.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and so he's feeling himself, and I'm like, you know what? Like, this is still cool. Like, you know, the strip was cool. It was at night, so you know, the lights were like badass. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really fuck with it. But yeah. So at one point, I'm like, hey, like, what are we gonna eat? Or I'm getting hungry. You know what I mean? And then man's like, oh, you know, I thought it'd be cool for the video if we just buy sandwich stuff and you know.
Wait, he said I thought it'd be cool for the video?
Yeah, like he wanted to show it like how we were being resourceful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the video was for. I still to this day don't know. But like I think it was a vaguely about his flip, like that he does at eBay because we went to a pawn shop at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't understand it, and every time I tried to talk about it, he was, you know. You know what I mean? So he was good, you know what I mean? But yeah, so he's like, yeah, we should get like sandwich food, it'd be cool for the video, and like just keep it in this, you know, cooler box. And I was like to me that was it, bro. I was like, I'm hungry, I'm tired, you know what I mean? And like I wasn't a dick, because you know, that's not me, but I was just like, alright bro, you can do that. I'm gonna go to McDonald's, I'll meet you back in the car. You know what I mean? Or like there's like McDonald's in the strip or whatever. It wasn't anything like, you know, it was just, oh no, it wasn't McDonald's, it was Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell, shout out Taco Bell.
Shout out Taco Bell, bro. And so yeah, boom, and like there's some other shit that happened, but I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
It's a little too far in, but basically, yeah, like I went and then eventually like he was coaxed into like, fine, like we'll go to a Taco Bell, you know what I mean? Because his girl wanted to go. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so we go. I get my food again. You know, cover my own food. I got it. It's cool. Whatever. You know?
Yeah.
He gets his food or whatever. And then we finally go back to the van. But like at that point, like there's a bunch of shit that happened in between those times that was just heavy.
Yeah. I feel you.
And I'm just getting really like tired. And, like, just like. I don't know. I was really like, damn, I made a mistake, bro. I should ask more questions. You know what I mean? I was like, what was I thinking, bro?
You're like, man, next time I'm gonna ask way more questions.
Yes, that's exactly what I did, bro. That's exactly what I did, bro. And like, bro, when it all started to set in, I was like, what have I done?
Oh,
I'm like, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's not like I was in real danger, but it was just, you know, spiritually and like. Mentally, I was getting drained, and I was like, I don't know how much longer I can like stand this. You know?
Yeah, you know, it's like an energy vampire.
Yeah. Do you watch What We Do in the Shadows by any chance?
Yeah.
Yes, dude, that show is so fucking funny.
Yeah, that show's dope, bro.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, fuck. And yeah, so basically, I had the realest friends, bro. Fucking, like, I text my friends, you know, like, just on some bullshit. I'm like, yo, come pick me up. And, like, I said it as a joke, like, you know what I mean? Because I was like, my friends are not gonna, you know. Like,
they're not gonna come.
Yeah, I was like, they got better shit to do, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And, they're like, why? What happened? And so I started telling them, like, what happened, but I'm just like, I'm cool. I'll ask the fucking, you know what I mean? I'll ask I agreed to this. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm on this ride. But then they're like, do you want us to go get you? And I'm like, don't play with me.
Yeah, like,
don't
nah, y'all playing.
I was like,
playing with my emotions like that.
For real. And I was like, nah. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, nah, it's asking too much. You know what I mean? No, I didn't hear anything for like 15 minutes. And then we're on our way. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Sure, bro. They started sending me snaps. They're on the way, bro. I think they just use it as an excuse to go to Las Vegas.
They're like, yo, let's go to Vegas. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean?
We gotta go pick this fool up, alright? Where else are gonna go to Vegas?
And so, boom, yeah, they went. And the next morning they got there.
Mm-hmm.
This is like after, I don't know if it was the first or second night in the van.
Mm-hmm.
But
like the days were blurring together in the van. I was scratching the days into the dashboard of the van, bro.
Hey, type the shit, and I'm like, okay. But fuck, yeah. So like, the plan was I was just like, I'm just gonna. They're like, well, what are you gonna tell them? And I'm just like, keep in mind, I'm not getting paid. All right, other than just like the trip was supposed to be the payment, but
other than the sandwiches and the van.
Yeah, right. And so yeah, he fucking like he was gonna go to the pawn shop, start that part of the. I'm gonna film it, but when we get done, I'm gonna have my friends already there. And so boom, that's what happened. And I get out and I'm like, oh, my friends pulled up. Actually, is it cool if I spend the day with them? Like, just like I'll link up with you at the end of the night so we can get some more stuff. And yeah, once I got out of there. Yeah, dude, you had to make that decision. That was the right decision. I feel. yeah, like I don't know. Again, he's a cool dude, but I just think he needs to I don't know. But fucking, that's not my business. But anyways, yeah, that's what I had to do, bro. So that's probably one of the that was the first time.
The craziest story.
That's the one that it's just kind of like fuck, bro. Like
you're just like, man, I really got into this like road trip crazy situation.
Like I didn't realize the situation I was putting myself in, what vulnerable situation I was, And so I got there and I was like, well, I'll just go home. I was like, calm down.
You're like, holy fuck.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just sleep in my car. Oh wait, I didn't bring my car. And then I'm just like, well, fuck, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just like,
you're stuck there with no options.
Yeah.
Luckily, your homies went all the way to get you, man. That's dope, bro. Hell yeah.
Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to them, honestly. That
fucking badass, bro. They just hopped in the whip. They're like, aight, we going. We on the way.
I know, bro. I was like really surprised, but God bless, cause fuck.
Cause then you'd be sitting there like.
It just would have been like, it would have ruined Las Vegas for me. Not because Las Vegas is bad, but just because like. It's just only so long you can be around heavy energy like that before you start.
Yeah, bro, the energy vampire will eventually just drain you.
Exactly, bro, exactly.
Oh, man. But yeah, we were talking about, like, I think we got a good amount of stuff.
I feel like I talked for the triple hours. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So just to, like, finish it off, like, just like a message you have to like people that watch your videos, your fans, you know what I mean? Like people like looking up to you, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause, at the end of the day, we don't even know who's watching these videos, like that, new fans and stuff like that. What's a message you got to the people that are watching your interview right now?
Whatever you're doing in life, whatever your talent is, whatever you're like perfecting, whatever whatever your shit is, you know what I mean? And like you're trying to make it like big, and you're trying to use it as like an income and stuff like that. It's really important, Ask yourself, is that really like how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And I know this kind of sounds like really cliche, but like when you get it, it really is that literal. Like, how bad do you want to be where you need to be? And if it's not as much as you want to breathe, I know it's fucking dramatic, but I mean, like, like if you don't want it as much as you want to breathe, then maybe like you should look for something else, because maybe that's not what you really want to do. You know what I mean? Because I know that this video shit, this is like my art. I love this shit. I love, making videos, making cool stuff for people to like watch, and I love inspiring people. Like if you watch my videos and it makes you feel something, you know what I mean? Like that to me is just like enough. You know what I mean? I say, you know what I mean a lot. Like try to like cut those out.
I'll try.
But
don't worry, I say like a lot. I'm like. No.
Put a counter. Put a counter.
Like counter at the beginning of the
But yeah, so back to what I was saying. Just ask yourself how much you want to. Do you want to as much as you want to breathe? If you don't, because I want this. It's like I want to be one of like. I want to be on that fucking level, bro.
Yeah, you got the long-term vision. You know what I mean? You're not just looking for a short-term profit on everything. Because you do make money off of your videos and stuff like that at the moment. But you got like a long-term vision, and that's really good.
Exactly. Like just want more people to see my stuff. And like just make some really cool shit, and I just want to make the best videos. You know what I mean? Obviously, I got some work to do. But I feel like I'm getting
Dope,
yeah, I'm
dope.
getting there. So that's what I would say.
Nice, nice.
I really like the color red. I think Vans are like the dopest shoes. Pretty simple. And happy creativity.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I would say.
Cool. Alright. So Amico Bands, this has been Feel Like Couch here with Sinsterz.
Hey,
Okay.
go like, follow. Really helps a lot.
Oh yeah, and before we go, we dip out for sure. Where can everybody find all your stuff? Like, you know, we're gonna put your of course, floating somewhere on the screen, but I haven't decided where. Yeah, we're gonna put your ad and links and all that stuff to your stuff. I know you got a YouTube channel and everything like that, and it's Sinsterz as well, I believe. There's not any like difference.
Yeah, honestly, instead of like, I would say just type in Sinsterz and don't really go, like, you can go to the channel and there's a nice collection of videos, but a lot of those are outdated. I would say just look up Sinsterz and just whatever pops up, because I think like usually when I type that, I just a bunch of like
just a bunch of shit pops up
related to like what I've done, you know what I mean?
Cool,
Whether it's on my page or that. So that's that, and then
are there any things that you want people to check out that they've dropped recently and stuff like that, and where they can go like check those out too?
Check out Rice Cognitive's video. That's like my most recent job. I would say that's like a good idea of where I'm going. It's on my Instagram. It's the first post.
It's on your YouTube as well, I think.
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah,
it is. That was actually one that is on it. Yeah. I don't even be knowing. But yeah, you can also watch it's a pretty short video, so it doesn't even take that much of your time. But it'll be a trip. So.
Hell yeah, bro. Alright, well, shall see y'all later. This has been Feet on the Couch.
Shut down the club, bitches show me love. Feet on the couch, feet on the couch.